7th through March 15th. Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. This program is brought to you by the law firm of Altman, Flynn, and Kubler. Our law firm specializes in elder law and intellectual property, including patents, trademarks, and copyrights. If you would like to patent your idea, please contact our Fort Lauderdale office for a free consultation. We offer elder law services, including estate planning, long-term care planning, and preparation of healthcare documents. We strive to plan for your future needs while allowing you to retain as much dignity and independence as possible. To find out more or to make an appointment, call 954-563-4814. That's 954-563-4814. Or visit us online at altmanpatent.com. That's OLTMANPATENT.com. Spokesperson, not an attorney. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Taking Care of Business with Freddy, Fixit, Santory, as they bring the power of Amp2.tv video format to the radio. Today's show will have interviews and concepts that bring you, the public, closer to how real radio and television work hand in hand to bring the best platform to sell your business. Tune in on the WWNNradio.com website or follow AMP on Amp2.tv website to see radio.
Good evening, Boca. This is Fred Santory coming back with Taking Care of Business. And the funny thing is, the last couple of weeks, I've had guests on. They have taken the show over. We have some new exciting stuff coming up with FAU. We had Corey was on here the other night, and he presented the show. I had Tia Crystal, which is going to be with me tonight because she has an announcement. We are looking at doing our grand opening at 6909 18th Street in Boca Raton on Powerline. And Tia Crystal, the artist, has brought even a piece of work that she has behind her. I don't know how it got moved. It must have... what'd you do, move it?
Did you move it?
Did you move it?
I moved it.
She moved it. And Tia Crystal will tell you a little bit about what she's doing. She has a whole docket of places that she's been. She's been making all sorts the rounds. She's been doing seminars and speaking engagements and good stuff coming up. And she has a special deal on Thursday night, 6 to 9, which we're going to be inviting the general public to come on out and support the cause. And she's going to tell you all about that. Tonight's show, you can call in to talk to her, 888-565-1470. And my producers say that I have to say that slowly so that people can hear it. 888-565-1470 is the site, and we're on video on WNN1470am.com. You can see the art. We have a couple of her pieces that we're going to be showing, and the reason why, which is more important than anything else. So, without further ado, Tia Crystal, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Freddie. How are you? I like the word aloo. That sounds quite British.
It does it.
Absolutely.
You know what it is? That when you come in here, you start talking Brit, and my whole brain gets mangled.
Going to the Louvre.
Oh, Lord. Tell us.
Or the Louvre, even better in France.
The Louvre.
That would be nice to have the artwork hanging in the Louvre.
We should be
How
able to have a
amazing
camera go
would
with you,
that?
and you hang out there and you paint and you explain what you're doing.
Oh, that would be wonderful. So as you can see, the painting behind me is one of my new pieces. And as of Thursday, we open our doors to a new space, a pop-up gallery for the Tia Crystal art. And unbelievably, tomorrow, the 27th of January, is 70 years since the liberation of Auschwitz, the Holocaust concentration camp. And on Thursday, we're having an event to support Next Generations and Gen Z Project, who are just incredible people who've come together. Next Generations are the next generation of the Holocaust survivors, their parents, grandparents, and they want to make sure that, no one forgets. Gen Z is taking what they do, and they go out to the colleges and the schools and invite Holocaust survivors to present the story of how they lived during that time. And there's not a dry house in the dry eye in the house. It's when I was there, for me it's you can't even put into words.
So this Thursday at the center, at the gallery that you're opening, Tia Crystal Gallery, that particular function is to serve what? Is to do what?
It's a fundraiser.
And
to show the art that I've been painting and, as a channel of energy. And it takes a lot of courage to say that, Freddy, in this day and age still.
Right,
that when
right.
you are able to channel energy that's not seen, not normal to some people, but it's very normal to the way that I am. I know that what I'm doing is bringing forth healing of what happened so that we can feel it today. Because if we don't start to heal on some level, how can we bring life back into our world? And one of the beautiful ladies who spoke, that was her words: life is for the living, and I paint life for the living.
So actually your artwork is, unlike other artists, you actually have energies and different messages for different people through the work itself.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I've been interviewed many times about my artwork.
Yeah.
And I say, I am not an artist. I'm a messenger who's been given the gift through art to bring it into form for others to receive it. And whether that is correct about being an artist or not, I feel that what I've been asked to do is help you within yourself find something that you need to see that's ready to be unlocked within you. Because unless you heal for yourself what you're going through, how can we expect the world to heal? How can we move forward for our next generation?
That's interesting. And on Thursday night, you're going to actually be introducing new art? Yes?
Totally new art. And not only totally new art, totally new aspect of what I've ever created before. And I stand in awe of it. I paint because I've been given a gift. And I paint because I want to make a difference in the world. And I've put them both together. And on Thursday night, from 6 till 9, at 6909 Southwest 18th Street, on the 3rd floor, in Suite 301, you'll be able to see that. And we invite you to come and see it. We are a community that opens its doors to anyone and everyone. Yes, we're an art gallery. Yes, of course, it's my business to sell the art. But above that and beyond that, there are messages within the art that I hope and pray a lot of people will come and see and feel.
Excellent. There's a clock tower at that particular mall, which is where Carrabba's is, and the studio is right by the clock tower. So if you see the clock tower, you walk through the black awning, you go to the 3rd floor, you make a right, and the gallery is right there. And that's 6 to 9 this Thursday. I'm excited about it because you put this together in a week,
Well,
which
I
is
put the studio
unbelievable.
together in an hour. So what's a week? It's funny because, of course, we can do anything when we're passionate. So passion runs through my veins. That was my New Year's resolution, was everything with passion. I didn't realize literally the next day, literally hourly, it would be pumping through my veins in such a beautiful, profound way. And
Well,
it does.
It's amazing because a lot of people were saying to me that it wasn't going to get done. They say there's no way in the world you're going to get this thing done. Now you're doing other venues as well. You did a speaking engagement. You told me on Saturday, and you have other engagement. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I did on Thursday, and bear with me if I've got it wrong, but I think it's the 5th of February. I will be at the Marriott in Delray Beach from 5:30 to 8:30, and it's Love Letters to Yourself. We're doing an event called Love Letters.
And I chuckled at that.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
But that's okay. You wouldn't be Freddy if you didn't look at me and go,
No,
huh?
but it's unusual, you know. And then I sat there and I thought about what you were saying, love letters to yourself, which makes a whole lot of sense. And I chuckled because it was like, I've never heard that before.
Oh, if you can't love yourself
True.
deeply, intimately, and beautifully,
And how can anybody else
how can
love you?
anyone know how to love you for you? And in fact, the concept of what I've created is that you do write a love letter. We have got some wonderful people signed up already. You bring the love letter, but you let it go. And whoever receives that love letter, they don't tell you who they are.
What do you mean you let it go?
You bring it and we put it in a bowl. And
Okay. And somebody picks your
and
love
you
letter?
release the love letter into the energy field of infinite possibilities. How delicious is that?
Okay, so
That
wait.
infinite
Let me get this. Let me get this right. So I'm gonna write a love letter to myself,
Yeah.
or in general,
You're writing a love letter to yourself.
and then
All
somebody's
of the
gonna
love,
read this.
and someone's going
personal
to read it, but
information.
you are not going to tell them it's you wrote it,
Right.
and they will not know it's you. But in that moment, they will feel this tremendous amount of passion and love coming into them, and because of that, they'll open a doorway to bringing the mirror of that love into their world.
Now, do you separate men from women bowls, or is it
No.
a man could pick another man's bowl, love letter? That could get a little. That could get a little hairy. That could get a little hairy there.
Careful how you say that when you've had too many to drink.
Yes.
It's lucky that we're not, sharing that on the air today. But it's so powerful, the intention, because when you are writing that, I've watched people when they've forgotten to bring their love letter, and they're like, I'm not sure what to write, and they're stuck, and they're the ones who actually are stuck in their love life. And then the ones who come bouncing in like Tigger, and they're eager, and they put it out there, they turn their love life around. So we have this happening at
Have
the
you
Delray
personally
Marriott.
used this method?
I've personally used it
Yeah?
totally. Yes.
How did it work out for you?
It worked out good.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it really did actually. This time around, it really worked out the way I wanted it to work out totally. From the description of the way the man looked to how I wanted to experience the love and the joy that I had, and it was just total, complete perfection.
And what happens if you pick a love letter and the guy, he sounds like a real ugh? When do you do that?
Sounds like an ugh.
Ugh.
What's an ugh?
Ugh. It means I
What do
don't
you
want
mean?
nothing to do with this guy. Ugh.
Well, if you have written a love letter and it's not with the highest of your intention, it's not in just the love letter, it's who you are. If you truly believe and know what it is that you want, then you'll create it. And only by elimination of what you don't want will you receive what you do want.
I tell you, that's an amazing. And where is this?
Are you
venture?
coming with
No,
me,
absolutely
Lisa?
not. With my handwriting, right
You
away
read
that I
it.
wrote it. Are
Yeah.
you kidding? But where is this venture going to be?
It's Thursday, the 5th of February at the Delray Marriott in Delray Beach at the spa. You can contact them, or you can absolutely email me, tia@tiacrystal.com, to reserve your space. We have about 5 spaces left. It's going to be a wonderful evening. I'm going to make a piece of jewelry for everyone to receive. It's $265 as the investment for you to find love within you and love in your world. And the talisman necklace that I make as well, you will use that every day to affirm what you want, to know what you want, and to go out and receive what you want now. And Freddie, knowing me, have I ever done anything and not just done it? I mean, you've asked me to do something, and I show up.
Yes, and you do it.
And I do it.
Absolutely, you do it. And just because you do it a little bit different from everybody else doesn't make it a bad thing either. But it definitely is. That's really a cool thing. And you had you did over the weekend, you spoke at a function. Tell us a little bit about what went on there.
Well, this beautiful energy behind me came with me, and
And she walks around with it now, ladies
yeah, I
and
do.
gentlemen.
It's I look at it and I'm laughing to myself. This feels like my shield. And on Saturday, we stood on the stage for nearly an hour, sharing some enlightenment. And anyone out there who's listening who was at the show, at the event, it would be great to hear from you. Email Freddy. What's your email?
No. As a matter of fact, if you were at that show Saturday, you can call tonight, 888-565-1470.
Right.
Or you can email me at Freddy at amp2.tv. Would like to hear about what you saw, what you thought. I mean, this is the only woman in Boca walking around with a canvas. Everybody's been texting me that they've seen you at Publix and they've seen her everywhere shopping.
Shall we?
Let's
go.
With the canvas. She's been walking around like it's a purse. So if you've seen this canvas, call, and you know what? You may win a prize.
I love it. Well, there's
And they're starting already.
never so strange as folk. That's what the saying is in England. And why not, if that's the way you can help support others in their world? If you can laugh at yourself, if other people can laugh at you, you've had a great day. Laughter is a great healer. So let them laugh, and I'm happy to laugh. And on Saturday, the first thing I said was, is there any perfectionists in the house? Because that's me. And I was looking around and saying, does anyone have this where the thoughts just race around and around and around in your head? And in the end, you just want to say to yourself, shut up. And, if you make it personal, if you make it that you're real and not above anyone else, then they feel that they can trust you and know that they're not on their own. And I love to make fun of myself because why not? Laughter is the greatest cure.
Yes, it is. And if you can laugh, that means you're healing. So that's always a good a train of thought to keep in your everyday life. And Tia, you have other things coming up past the 5th. Don't you have a couple of speaking engagements coming up?
I have on the 6th at the Admiral's Cove, but it's a private club. But I'm actually teaching them how to paint with makeup there. We're getting together.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're going to teach them to paint with makeup?
Well, I've already done that. It's already on my website. You have
with
to
lipstick
go,
and blush?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that means no men allowed?
Incredible.
No men allowed? Men don't wear lipstick. They don't wear blush.
Well,
so how are they going to paint? Some men do? Like I tell you, if you pick a guy's name in this thing, you want to be in this. What if I wanted to learn how to paint with makeup? Would you bring extra makeup for a man to?
Well, this is already being supplied.
Oh, so they give you the lipstick.
It is so incredible how we can take everyday tools. I mean, you can paint with so much. You can paint with herbs. You can paint with spices. I mean, I dye my silks with herbs and spices, and the colors are incredible. So I came up with this idea to paint with makeup because we will have loads of trashy makeup lying around and we usually just throw it away. You don't want to share it with anyone. And so I started one day playing and started mixing with my lotions, potions, and motions and created something beautiful. And I said, hey, I'm going to take this out. So Lord and Taylor had me there for Mother's Day and we were painting, this was last year, the Mother's Day cards. So then the Admiral's Cove said, we just love your work, Tia. How can we play with you? And I said, makeup. And they said, perfect. So here I'm going. Makeup.
And Linda's putting up some of your pieces.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece.
That's a beautiful piece. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to WNN 1470 AM, you can look at what we're talking about. And you have a piece there with a lot of colors. What is that?
That's
quick.
Moses.
That's
Moses.
Moses? Okay.
With the new tribe. Now is our time to create a new way. We are the next tribe and the next generation. It's up to us, and we have to get it right. No excuses. It belongs, and it starts with us. And this is the interpretation of that.
Beautiful piece, and here's another
the
piece.
Angels coming through the sky, through heaven, to show us that we're not on our own, and that this time in our world is all about light. And how amazing is that? If anything I could ever possibly do is to infuse someone with the message of light, I've done my job, Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
I can retire.
Well,
Where can I go?
I'm glad you sent that one because that one was actually my favorite from the new ones that I got to see.
I know you said
now,
that.
you did some others also that I haven't seen, so it's going to be a surprise to me as well.
That's true. Yeah. Surprises are good.
Yes.
They're gifts.
Except when they come from a bowl. So got somebody sending me a love letter. But the nice thing about what you do is that it creates healing. It's all for a good cause on Thursday.
It's instant healing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, testimonial after testimonial after testimonial that now is our time. It's time to heal. It's time to let go of the pain. It's time to rejoice in life and live it the way we're supposed to. That's it.
And Tia Crystal also does art where people can ask you to paint certain things for certain functions and
Yeah.
what do you call that? Commission?
Yeah.
They hire you, and that's at Tia at tiacrystal.com. They can reach you.
Yes, Tia at tiacrystal.com. In fact, last week I was invited to a dinner party. There were 12 guests, and I painted each one of them a painting, and then I gave them a reading about their lives. And there was one man who was really a non-believer, and I drew him a roller coaster. And in the bottom of the roller coaster, it looked like it had crashed, it had all smashed up, which, I'm not going to give privately what I said to him.
Well, he must have been happy to see that.
But the funniest thing was, and this is truly amazing, his fear is roller coasters. He cannot go on them because he's scared he's going to crash.
And you didn't know that going in?
I don't know him.
You didn't know him?
I didn't even know that I just made it. I hadn't sat him down and painted it. I actually made them. And I knew which one was for who. And I knew that one was for him.
Now, you said you gave him a reading. Do you do readings for people? Is it through the art or
yes, it's
without
through the
art?
But I can do readings without the art. I was born with this, sixth sense, ESP energy. I've always seen alternate. Yeah, alternate energy. Like that's not
alternative
in form,
energy.
That's just out of its body.
Okay. I got an email from somebody who saw you the last time here, and I forgot to even tell you about it. But they sent an email. They wanted to know if you taught yourself or this was something that someone taught you, and how did you crash into this whole spiritual painting business?
Well, I was already teaching spirituality and energy work from London. I was an interior designer there. I had dyslexia as a child, and so for me, the alternative way of living was to be in my imagination rather than in the classroom.
Okay.
So I would find schoolwork too difficult, and I'd fly out the window. Not literally, but in my imagination, I would travel, come back just when the teacher was asking me to leave the room because I wasn't paying attention.
Yes.
So that was the story of my life. There's the song, The Story of My Life. And at the age of 40, I felt like I was going through a very big midlife crisis.
At the age of 40, normally we are.
And
women go through that too, huh?
Yeah. And so I left for Italy. It's all on my website.
You left for Italy.
I did.
That's
Italy.
some crisis there, honey.
Yeah, I left. I had a calling.
To Italy?
It's all on my website. So I had a calling, and I went to Italy, and I walked in silence for 10 days. I became known as the Pilgrim Walker. I walked in Assisi, and one of the days I was peaking a hill, and under a bush was a paintbrush. What made me pick it up? I don't know. But I did.
You still have it?
I do.
Oh, man.
And next to it was a lid with my initial on it. And I still didn't understand why I'd found it, because I thought maybe I was going to represent an artist that I'd met whilst I was walking through the city walls of Assisi, and told my business partner when I came home. 3 months later, we were commissioned to make 9 paintings. And when she phoned me up, she told me that the 9 paintings were going to be painted by me. I laughed at her, called her mad, barking mad, actually. It's an expression in English, you're barking mad.
Barking mad.
Barking like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Barking mad. Because I can't paint. What do I even know about painting? I wouldn't even know what end of a brush to use. I wouldn't even know how to put a colour on the canvas. I went through every type of no, until she said, Tia, shut up. I was like, Tia, shut up, you're doing it. We need the money in the company. I think that's what, for me at that time was supporting her in her life, because I, thank God, was very, stable in mine. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And that was it. I never looked back. I've never had a lesson. I still don't know what brushes are the professional ones to use, but I've won many awards.
But you're
and I paint from my heart.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to paint from feel.
I paint from my heart, from my joy, from my everything. And everyone out there is an artist. I invite you to come and see the art.
Absolutely. And give us that address again, Tia.
Give us that address.
You do it so well.
Okay, here we go. Pen, paper, are you ready? 6909 Southwest 18th Street on the 3rd floor, suite 301. I think it's called the Broadwalk, near Carrabus.
Yeah.
And I tell you, come on in. You know, the space is just delightful.
It is.
Delicious, inviting, and we have a message to share on Thursday. There is no coincidence. Tomorrow is the liberation 70 years ago of Auschwitz. 70 years, and 2 days later, we're doing an event for next generations and Gen Z with artwork that is all about the light. We cannot create this unless we all of us stand united together. This is what I dream of creating, and how much better can it be than having the support of the community?
I agree. And Tia, we're run out of time. I want to thank Linda Harmon for doing the board. I want to thank you for coming on. Behind the Glass. 6909 18th Street Power Line. That's right in the Carrabus Center there on the right-hand side, 3rd floor. Thursday, 6 to 9. Freddy Fix is asking you to come on out for a good cause. Come and watch. We have the media center there as well. We have other pieces of things there for you to enjoy. Come on down. 866-224-5422 is the toll-free number if you want more information. Tia at tiacrystal.com is her email. Check her out.
And tiacrystal.com is her website.
And check it out and come on down, and we'll see you next week. God bless.
You have been listening to Taking Care of Business, powered by amp2.tv. You can reach amp2.tv by calling 866-224-5422 and join the amp2.tv radio TV network. We give you all the tools you need to have your own show, both on radio and TV, and bring new energy and ideas to the business you're trying to promote. If you want to be a leader in new concepts and make your business #1 in the area, amp2.tv has the platforms to get you there. 866-224-5422 is the number to get you started. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those